Hey y'all, it's Candace, Master Educator and creator of this YouTube channel, a space for the Divine Feminine. Wishing you a happy new year. We're a few days in, and I just wanted to come in as you're setting your intentions and your resolutions for the next year to just be a part of that. I'm hoping that you find value in these videos, and if you do, please click like, click share, and comment in the comment section. Let me know where you're looking at this from, where you're at in the world. If you do find value, like I said, please click like, click share, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking on the lipsticks. With that being said, let's get started. Um, you know that I like to start my videos, if you've been watching, I like to start my videos by using the cards, the Power Thoughts by Louise Hayes. And I'll start by shuffling the deck. It's a lot of cards, but we'll just see where this takes us. And let's see. The first card is My Life is a Mirror. Now, I don't know if you can see that because the lighting's kind of bad, but it says, the people in my life are really mirrors of me. This affords me the opportunity to grow and change. And that's pretty good when you think about it, because when you see things about people, and I'm not sure if you've heard this before, but when you see things about people that you don't like, often that means there's something in you that that person has that you're not liking. And it, vice versa, if you see something that you admire, that's a trait that you might want to use, that you have and you want to develop. So that being said, I did look through the comments, and other than encouragement, which I appreciate with this channel just getting started, that's all that I had in the comments. And for those of you who did, thank you very much, because this isn't easy, but I do feel like it's necessary. Excuse me. Okay. The video topic is allowing our authenticity to shine through by accepting the following. Now, it's not going to be a long video or anything like that. I try to keep these simple, you know, and straightforward. So with that being said, the first attribute is that this version of myself is already there. So when I think about all the things that I want to become, it's because that desire has already been built into me. And because that desire is there, that means that part of me is already there, right? So all I need to do is focus and decide what steps I need to take in order to see that more evidently in my life, or just more often. Maybe you just want to show up more authentically, or maybe you just want to show up as more trustworthy, or so these are just traits that you want to work on, right? The second thing is taking steps that aren't comfortable is a part of the learning curve. So if I'm just starting out with something and I haven't always done it, if I've been, say, I'm a pretty reserved person. When I was younger, I was I was a partier, right? But now I see that I'm more a homebody. So the steps that I want to take in this new year at setting in intentions is just being more social, joining more groups that participate in the things that I like to do. So that's something that I want to see start to show up more often in my life, and knowing that it's going to be uncomfortable until it isn't, right? Okay. The next thing is realizing that showing up in my divine feminine authenticity will add value to the whole. Now, I don't know if you've watched prior videos, but these videos build on themselves. So we're asking ourselves questions to get to a more authentic place, a place where we make decisions based on who we truly want to show up as, our core values, our strengths, our priorities. And the last video touched on attributes of the divine feminine that are separate from the masculine energy. I'm not saying better or worse, because we have both in us, right? We both have masculine and feminine energies, but recognizing how we can build and not be ashamed or even be concerned about showing up more. Some people say soft nowadays, but I don't really see it like that. I feel like there's a strength in the feminine energy that allows for balance, correct? Okay. And by showing up, I didn't even make my point, but by showing up in that authenticity, we get to add value because another person who witnesses this feels more encouraged to show up in their authenticity, to show up more in their divine feminine, to be more nurturing, more compassionate, more kind. These are attributes that I attach to the feminine energy, and you can develop your own list if you haven't already. Okay, and fourth, clarifying your divine feminine attributes will bring momentum and results. So as you begin to work with these, knowing that you're going to be uncomfortable, if you haven't been doing this before, knowing that you're going to be uncomfortable at first, that's fine. But as you begin to do this more often, it will become more second nature, more real to you. And eventually it'll become something that you'll have to do. The way that you come out into the world, the way that you show up in the world is going to be from that power point, from that power, from that strength. Excuse me. And fifth, we become equipped to call for change and grounding. When we are secure in those things, in that power, in that strength, we become equipped to call for that change that we may want. Maybe the change for, like right now, you have the Me Too movement, you have women standing up, and maybe not just women, but people who feel like there is a distortion in the way that the masculine energy is running rampant in the world, right? So the more women or the more feminine energy starts to show itself, the more balanced we can become. And maybe I need to define grounding because to me, grounding is a basic training or an instruction for a subject. And in this case, it's the divine feminine. Okay. So finally, I had a what I consider a gifted download. And I want to say this at the beginning of the year because it's something that you can just embrace, something that you can integrate into the decisions that you make going forward. Because I feel like um, there's a change happening, and I don't know whether people can feel it in the air, in the energy. There's something happening. Something has to change in our world, right? And so this download came to me, and I just want you to relax into it and just feel what it means for you personally. When we allow our attributes of our divine feminine to show up, we contribute to the balance needed and necessary for future resolutions and solutions. Once again, I just like to say this because it's almost like a charge. This is something I feel very passionately, and I really hope that moving forward, we can start to see the collective come together because this is necessary for change, folks. When we allow the attributes of our divine feminine to show up, we contribute to the balance necessary and needed for future solutions and resolutions. To me, that's a mission, and it's a mission worth pursuing. So with that being said, I'd like to go for the talking points for the next video, which would be leadership and understanding what leadership means for you, and about the things that you would need to be able to delegate favorably for leadership. Um, Leadership is understanding enough about something to delegate favorable outcomes. And that's something I'd like to cover in the next video. Finally, I'd like to end the videos with an assignment. So here's the assignment for you to go forward. Provide a personal definition for leadership and what are the characteristics of that leadership, and what areas of your life do you currently display leadership. So on a positive note, I'm sure in several aspects in your life you're showing leadership. Excuse me. And finally, where would you like to show up in the future in a leadership role? Okay. So those are the questions that I'd like you to ask yourself and answer. And remember, we're out here, we're doing the work. because we want to be able to show up in our divine feminine to contribute to the balance necessary and needed for future resolutions. Thank you.